All right, here you go. Here's the ban announcement. October 16th, 2023, banned and restricted announcement. Announcement date October 16th. There are no changes to announce for formats. View the list of all banned and restricted cards by format. And they give us some who asked. Was anybody asking for draft formats to be different? Uh, I don't know. I didn't hear anything on Twitter about it. I sure heard a lot about Grief and Beanstalk though. But like, first of all, it's just like this is so insulting. This, just this, you know what I mean? Stores are having issues with draft boosters. Yeah, sure. I guess there was an issue on like an underlying issue with draft products, but I don't know. It just seems like very. It seems very odd to put something so like even though people were asking for it, right? I can understand that, and I get that part, but why are we putting an announcement for new boosters in a constructed ban list announcement that everybody was really excited for? Like a lot of people thought there were going to be changes, myself included, and it just seems very weird to kind of put this, just kind of drop it in there with the rest of that announcement. Now, if you want to have a separate announcement, be my guest, right? If you want to be like, okay, well, here you go, we're going to give you these new boosters because people were asking for them. Well, I don't go that far. If you want to do that because stores were having issues selling draft products, I'm okay with that. But like, for the love of God, don't be like, hey guys, you wanted a modern or pioneer band announcement, so we're gonna give you some new boosters to buy and we're gonna increase the price. It's just like, come on, man. It's just so like, it seems very disingenuous to do it this exact way. So it seems weird that WotC was willing to give up shelf space by reducing SKUs. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, whatever. You want to make a new product for draft. I'm all for it because if drafting is having problems, if stores are having problems selling draft boosters, if they're not getting enough people to show up to FNM to draft, that's fine. I get it. But like, those are two completely separate issues. People who play a lot of Modern and Pioneer, especially during the RCQ season, they don't necessarily care that much about Limited. So, just like, this is the worst possible thing they could have done. Not only is there no changes, which to be completely honest with you, I expected that. And I said that in my video last night. I said, likely nothing is going to happen because we are in the middle of an RCQ season, and I expected that. But like, this is even worse, right? They're like, hey, no changes. Also, buy some new boosters. So I don't know, man. It's really fucked up. It said earlier this year that the BNR announcements during the year would only be for emergency bans for mistake cards, not for format changes. Does this not scream emergency to you? It's turn 6 and both players have 4 copies of Up the Beanstalk in play. I don't know. That's just gonna throw that out there. Just gonna throw that out there. All right, so I'm curious. Goes to make changes once here to promote more confidence building standard. We've left ourselves a window with each major set release, windows we plan to use sparingly. In that smaller window, we will be more amenable to making changes to non-rotating formats over standard. Previous announcements, long as standard change standard formats looked healthy and varied at that time. Today we focus on Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, and Vintage. Spectrum Standard. Okay, so then Modern. Talk about Preordain. Because I think a big issue of this announcement today is the lack of transparency. They're not even saying that there's any cards in the watch list. I just want them to say like, this is what we think about the format. We are keeping an eye out on card A, B, and C, and we can address them in future ban lists. But they just said none of that, and that's the worst part. Okay, so playing some many cards being best. Also, yeah, this is funny. After we had many conversations with players both competing in the Pro Tour as well as attending MagicCon Barcelona to play Modern. Anywho, so they did mention. I'm looking for the sentence where they mentioned that they were keeping an eye on the One Ring and Orcish Bowmasters. Just want to find the exact wording. Only players no longer interactive games back in the blah blah blah. Who cares? We do want to be clear that these cards are on our radar, right? And I just like, okay, are they still on your radar? What's the updated list of radar cards? You know, but just to have Stone Cold Nothing here is so bad. Look at who the author was for today's article. Oh, WotC as opposed to actual individuals, Michael Majors, Carbon Handy. Gotcha. Hmm. I never even noticed that. That probably has something to do with it, I would guess. Tinfoil hat theory, maybe. Let's be honest. If they give an explanation but still did not ban anything, we'd still be having this conversation. No, I want them to acknowledge that cards can, but that have the potential to be problematic. Like, here's the thing, Ride or Die. When they put this out there and they don't say a single thing, right? When they just put this out here and don't give us any context whatsoever, it kind of tells the reader and the person who's playing the format that they, like, trying to think of the best way to phrase this. Not that they don't necessarily think that anything's a problem, but it's just like, it almost seems like they're just not even paying attention. Like, just give us some sort of explanation, just anything. I don't even just give me something. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a blank page. Well, it's not, because hey, you want to buy some boosters? It's not a blank page, and that's even more insulting. Yeah, it's just nothing. It's atrocious. When's the next PNR? Keith, I don't know. I don't know. 2 weeks after the next set. 2 weeks. Oh, two. And by 2 weeks, I mean 5, because they said 2 weeks after the set, but it's actually been 5 weeks. But yeah, I don't know. TLDR, the fact that they said nothing is worse than them saying something. I don't know. I just want some sort of confirmation that they're keeping an eye on the format, certain cards that they have their eye on, because there's definitely problematic cards, as us the players can very clearly tell, as we've been discussing at length over the past couple of months. Fury, Grief, Beanstalk, etc., etc. But yeah, I just want some communication, man. Just anything. And all we got is, hey, buy some packs. Yeah, they should maybe like a public watch list. Well, see, the thing about Pioneer Cathal is they've had a regional championship 2 weeks ago, and I kind of thought about this a little bit more. If you have a regional championship with one format, we'll call it Format A, and then you make changes to that format, and then you have another regional championship, Format B, you're actually like, players are competing for spots in the Pro Tour in a different format, and that's like, I think that's kind of weird. I'm not saying that there's any, like, they can't do that, but it's just very strange, you know? But I guess that's going to be the case anyways, because there's going to be a brand new set coming out before the United States RC. 100% MTGO Assassin. But, yeah. That's where we're at. What do you guys think, chap? Mm. Yeah, and I think the only reason for that, Turchin, is because they have to abide by a DreamHack schedule. Bruh, the sun is just like, the past couple of days, it hasn't been this bad, but past couple, like, week or so, the sun is just blinding me. I will be in Atlanta for DreamHack Booster. I already booked my flight a couple weeks ago. I think if they ban something from Four Color or Scam, they annoy over 50% of modern players, so let's annoy the other 40% that want to play a fair game and ship them to Arena. Yeah, or Pioneer. This is maybe this is just their big ploy to get everybody into Explorer slash Pioneer. They're like, we're just going to tank the modern format and watch it all burn, and every single person who plays Modern will sell their Modern cards and just start playing Explorer and Pioneer. Yeah, like they did with Legacy. They basically did the same thing to Legacy, where they just put all the Commander products and they're like, everybody went to Modern, because Modern was like, oh, this awesome, cool place where we don't have to have Commander products. Well, actually, get fucked. And then here's some Commander products. So now everybody's going to go to Pioneer. I mean, it's going to get to a point where they're just going to start printing True Name Nemesis and Standard, you know, just to keep printing money. Beanstalk Dream Halls. That's based. But now they sell Horizon sets to bring people back to Modern. Yeah, I mean Horizon sets are cool for like a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months, maybe even a year. But it just gets old after a while. Especially because they keep printing cards that are just better with the Horizon cards, specifically the Elementals. Again, I think honestly, again, we've been having this discussion for a while, but it feels like almost everybody's biggest complaints with the Horizon sets are exactly the Elementals and how do we abuse these cards? And it's just like, I mean, that's just natural Magic player philosophy, right? We, as Magic players, recognize that when you don't have to pay mana for your spells and there's a way to abuse that, yeah, we're going to do that because we don't like paying mana for our spells. Because when you're not paying mana for your spell, you're getting a massive advantage because you're just able to double and triple spell. And when there's a way to take advantage of that, it just makes it even worse. Elementals of the Force of Will in Modern? Yeah, except there's 5 Force of Wills, and every color gets to play one. How much better or worse would Legacy be if there was a black Force of Will, a white Force of Will, a green Force of Will, and a red Force of Will? Nobody would play Legacy. It would be the worst format of all time. Solitude, Subtlety, and Endurance are all incredibly reasonable. I disagree with Solitude being a net positive. Subtlety and Endurance, sure, that's fine. I think you could argue that Solitude is actually not made, especially with these beanstalks and 4-color decks. I think you could argue that Solitude is definitely a culprit here. So those are my thoughts on the ban list changes or lack thereof. Please be sure to let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Like I said, we did this live on Twitch, so everything was a little chat interaction there, so I hope you enjoyed the video. But let me know what you thought of the changes that occurred, or again, lack thereof, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.